Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly forecast for August 3rd through the 9th. We're going to see what's happening the week ahead with our little mermaid deck theme here, keeping with our ocean and mermaid theme for the summer. And then we're going to pull a deeper message for you guys from this deck here. So without further ado, Sagittarius, let's see what's going on for you guys, for the Sagittarii community. For all of you sun, moon, and rising, let's see what's going on in the week ahead, August 3rd through the 9th. I do apologize for the late post for the weekly forecast this week, guys. This full moon energy has been kicking my booty, and I don't know, maybe some of you are feeling it too, but we'll see. We'll see what the messages are. First card here is Traveler, right? Traveler. So this kind of even has like the chariot vibe here. Very, very cool. And, you know, even though Sagittarius is not associated with the chariot card, you guys are known to be people that kind of get a sense of wanderlust. You know, you guys, a lot of you are very much into exploring different places and traveling and you know, seeing different parts of the world. So some of you may be feeling a little bit restless, maybe may be feeling a little bit antsy. You might be wanting to take a trip. There could be for some of you also an element here of like soul travel or soul work, where you're kind of really going into and like traveling through your shadow self and like, you know, the deeper emotions and coming back up to the surface. There could be some like self-exploration or some like, you know, inner journey that you're going to be experiencing. It feels to me almost like, you know, some people will go and they'll do like work with a shaman, right? They'll drink a specific tea. I won't say the name here because I don't know how like YouTube feels about it. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Like some people will do some kind of soul journey in this way, and some of you are doing it without the tea, without the shaman. You're just kind of very naturally. These energies might be kind of setting you, I don't want to say setting you off, because setting you off sounds negative, and I don't feel it's a negative thing. I don't feel like it's because you're being triggered or getting upset by something, but rather like it's just kind of being initiated or like engaged. It's like you have the ability to do this, and the energies are just engaging that ability, and you're going through this travel. You're going through this travel. Some of you might even go through a series of dreams or visions in which like you're traveling through your life, like you're traveling like from your past, present, future, past lives. You know, like you might be really getting a lot of pieces to the puzzle that are coming together, and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally get it now. Like I totally see it now. Like everything makes sense now. But for some of you, I do feel there's like a really deep level of soul journey that might be happening or occurring. And for other ones of you, it could be plans for like actual physical travel. This is movement too. So Sagittarius, if you're someone that has been feeling stagnant or stuck, whether you've just been feeling stagnant or stuck in life overall, like just for like a period of time, or if the current dynamic, you know, if any of you are like us in Los Angeles, we're still on timeout out here, right? There are parts of the country, there are parts of the world where life is, I don't know if I want to say back to normal, but you know, like things are beginning to move forward again. And there are parts of the world like LA where we're kind of, you know, on timeout still. So maybe for some of you, it's that sense, you know, whether you're feeling stuck because of that, or if you've just been feeling stuck and stagnant for a while now, this card is coming in as confirmation. Like, look, don't worry. There's a lot happening with the energy right now that's going to help you get out of that stuck feeling. That's going to help begin making energy flow. Making energy flow. Overall, Sagittarius, another thing that's really jumping out at me, see how there's like surface waves up here? Like she's close to the surface, but then we see like the deeper ocean down here. I feel like some of you, like I said, it's like going into the deep, deep places and coming back up to the surface. But I feel like a lot of you are getting closer to feeling ready, like to come out into the surface. Like, I don't know if I want to say come out of hiding in some way, but come up from under the symbolic water and like be in the sun, be seen, be in the open. Kind of energy. Your next card here is intuition. Alrighty, so this makes sense also because there's this aspect of healing for you guys and like going through and having epiphanies and piecing things together, and intuition is directly linked to healing. You know, one of the most common questions I get from people is, how do I tap into my intuition? How do I strengthen my intuition? Guys, the short answer, the short basic answer is number one, heal. Number two, in that process of healing, develop a relationship with your higher power, with what you believe to be God, with what you believe to be the controlling energy of the universe. Develop a relationship with that. So as you guys are healing, intuition is strengthening. I feel, Sagittarius, like a lot of you have also been having a really hard time making a decision. Maybe you've been waiting for somebody else to figure out what's going on or what they want to do. However, what I feel like is happening is this full moon energy is really, really, really triggering your intuition. And you're just having a moment where you're sitting quietly. And I think as a part of this journey also, some of you might actually be remembering past lives you had with a person. Whether it's an employer, whether it's a relationship that you're in, and your intuition is giving you the answer. Like, this is why this keeps happening. This is why you're having this connection with this person. And this is what you're meant to learn from it. This is why you guys are connecting in this life, and this is what you're meant to learn from it this time, right? And so that's an aspect where some of you are going to be able to make a decision. You're not keeping yourself on the back burner anymore, or you're not feeling indecisive. You're going to be able to just kind of have the answer that you're looking for and make the decision you want, you know is going to be the right thing for you to do. And then other ones of you are connecting with your intuition in like deeper, more spiritual ways. Your next card here, Sagittarius. Ooh, we talked about healing, and look at this. Now, you guys have a lot of purple. You guys have a lot of purple coming up for you guys. A lot of purple coming up for you guys this week. And purple is a color associated with intuition and psychic ability. And I just said, this is confirmation for you guys. Maybe some of you didn't hear me when I just said this like a second ago. People always ask me, how do I increase my intuition? How can I tap into my psychic ability? How can I tap into my intuition and, you know, be able to receive and hear my spiritual messages? The answer is through healing. Okay, through healing, right? And see how she's sitting and she's looking out over the water. So some of you are like, how do I heal? How do I begin? Oh, wow, that message sounded really cool in the beginning about how some of the Sagittarius are going to get to kind of travel through their life and their feelings and go to the deep places and come back to the surface. Man, I wish I knew how to do that. This card is answering it for you. See how she's sitting here on this edge. It could be a rock. It could, yeah, it's like a rock or something here, a cliff. She's sitting here on the edge, and the water's just kind of coming, like, you know, hitting, the waves are coming and like hitting against the rock. And she's just looking out over the water. She's just staring out over the water. So we can take this symbolically as the water representing your emotions. And just like sometimes the tide gets agitated and there can be a rough tide and it's crashing against rocks and things, our emotions get agitated. We are in a full moon period, and full moon energy really brings up emotions. It really stirs up emotions, and it can intensify our emotions. So as this is happening, sit and be still and just observe it. Observe what you're feeling. Check in with yourself. What am I feeling right now? Okay, sometimes we're just like, oh man, I'm in a bad mood. I can't wait for this bad mood to go away. You're not just in a bad mood. You didn't just like wake up in a bad mood for no reason. Something came to the surface. It could be something from last week. It could be something from 10 years ago, but something just came to the surface. And this card is saying, don't dismiss it. Don't judge it. Don't tell yourself, oh, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I should be more positive. Or, oh, I should be over this by now. Or, oh, I shouldn't be angry. Don't judge it. Just sit there and acknowledge it and look at it. What am I feeling and why do I feel this way? And if you can do this with the different emotions, you're going to begin riding the waves, right? And you're going to be able to go to the deeper places and come back up to the surface. So just by checking in with your feelings and taking an inventory of your feelings, what you're feeling, what you've been experiencing. When I say taking an inventory of your feelings, I mean just noticing them, and maybe you even want to write it down, you know, just what am I feeling and why? That's it. Just be aware. Beginning this awareness process is going to open up the door to healing, which is going to connect with that whole journey, which is going to also help with the intuition and your own intuition and psychic abilities. And being that you have a lot of purple cards or purple color coming up here, a lot of you may be going through clearing of the crown chakra. And so when the crown chakra clears, you know, this is where we receive messages from higher self. And so a lot of you are getting very unblocked from messages, receiving messages, or a lot of crown chakra opening up. Another thing too is, and I said this for somebody else, for one of the other signs, this is not scientifically proven, but some of you have heard me say this. Anytime you're interested in doing chakra work, a lot of people swear by this. The belief that whatever chakra you're wanting to work on, if you eat fruits and vegetables, like in the color of that chakra, then you're strengthening and healing and clearing that chakra. So purple could be, I guess beets could sometimes be purple. They're like a deep, deep red. Purple potatoes, purple carrots, purple cabbage. I've even seen purple cauliflower, which actually is naturally occurring. If you guys have ever seen purple cauliflower or orange cauliflower in the grocery store, those are not dyed. It's something in the soil that makes them come up that color. But you could look up, you know, purple fruits and vegetables. Somebody's like, wine. Wine is not a fruit or a vegetable, and wine in moderation is fine. Wine is fine in moderation, but alcohol is not the best for healing. It might bring feelings to the surface, but it's not the best for healing, and it's not the best for enhancing intuition. Right? I'm not like anti-alcohol. I'm not going to sit here and say that nobody should engage in it. I know there's some readers and mystics and healers who are like, no alcohol. You know, you do you. You do whatever works in your life. But it's not the best for, like, if you're doing intuition work, you don't want to like reach for the bottle. Okay? The next card here is power. And this is going to be the root chakra, right? That red, that power, right? So you're getting anchored. Sagittarius, you're coming back into your body. You guys are going to have a very interesting experience this week, especially those of you that you're doing your inner work, you're doing your spiritual work. You're definitely going on this full journey of your experiences and what you're feeling and why, and having these epiphanies, and then you're coming back into your body and you're grounded again. You're grounded again, and you're feeling a sense of strength, like you're ready, like you're like, come at me, you know. I got it. I can handle it. Whatever comes at me, I'm gonna be able to handle it. I also feel here too, it's really interesting because the tentacles of that octopus are jumping out at me, right? The tentacles have the ability to latch on to something, and she doesn't seem to be like terrified or running away. She seems to be alert and facing it and like ready in case it comes at her, but she doesn't seem to be afraid, and it's not touching her. It's not connected to her. And so I do feel some of you might be breaking a really significant attachment or cord. You know, maybe if somebody's been corded to you for a long time, you're finally breaking that cord. If you've had attachments that you've inherited through your family line, like spiritual attachments or entities, you're going to be breaking away from those as well. You can also call on Archangel Michael to help with that kind of stuff. But we're going to go ahead and see what message is coming up for you guys from this card here. I did a reading with this deck last summer, and a lot of people were like, oh my god, no. They didn't like this deck because some of the cards get really deep. But you guys will have to let me know if you want me to do a full reading with this deck. And if you do, I will. But we're going to see And as always, I encourage you guys to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. So without further ado, my darlings, we have the humpback whale. And so the message here is nothing can be done without the proper means. Alrighty. Nothing can be done without the proper means. So this could be in terms of resources and things like that, but this can also be like about like your own tools, like having your tools. And we talked about this journeying and this healing. I feel this is giving you the tools emotionally, mentally, spiritually, that are going to allow you to go forward and do what you want to do. The bubbles here are really jumping out at me, and bubbles are a symbol of like following your bliss, following your inspiration, following your joy, ascending, lifting up out of heavier energies. Whales are also very healing, very, very healing. Okay, stars here like intuition, abundance with the fish. So you guys are doing this deep dive to come back up to the surface to manifest all this stuff. You're doing a very, very deep cleaning of yourself, very deep cleansing. It might not be a bad idea, Sagittarius, for some of you to maybe listen to whale sounds. I know it might sound hippy dippy, and maybe some of you, I kind of feel like some of you are going to try it, and when you first begin trying it, like it's going to be cracking you up, like you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so funny, or this is crazy. But actually laughing is a form of release. Whale sounds are very, very healing. I know I've used them during meditations. When I was doing energy work on clients, there's times I would play whale sounds while doing energy work. There's a lot of healing energy in the whale calls. So if you're open to trying it, that might be a good thing for some of you this week too, especially those of you that are wanting to go to those deep, deep layers, right? Whale sounds are really good for tapping into that kind of energy. Alrighty, Saggies. So again, if you'd like a private reading, you can schedule with me by clicking on the Calendly link in the description of the video. You can check out the daily messages, Amethyst Angellight, Instagram, and Facebook. Next week, the videos for next week will be up much sooner. I will have my nails again for those of you who missed the nails. And I thank you guys for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Have a wonderful week, my dears. Take care.